Namaskar. Very warm welcome to all the viewers and learners in this live interaction of CIET NCERT. I am Renu Bhatt with you all and you are watching us live on PME Vidya channel, channel number 9. And apart from this channel, you are with us on our YouTube channels as well, that is NCERT Official and NCERT PME Vidya class number 9. And dear learners and viewers, as you can see, I am accompanied by our sign language interpreter. Let's meet him. You are Mr. Ashish Gehlot. Very warm welcome, Ashish. And dear learner, this session is for English 9 standard students and we are going to discuss about a very interesting story titled The Fun They Had. So, who is having fun in this interesting story? We all love to have fun in our certain ways, but what our characters are doing in this particular story, why we are reading this story. We have joined by our expert to throw more light on this particular topic. So, without any further delay, let's quickly meet her. You are Dr. Meenakshi, you are Assistant Professor English from Department of Education and Languages, NCERT, New Delhi. Very warm welcome, ma'am.
Thank you, Renuji.
And dear learner, in case you have any query or you want to share your experience about this particular story, you can reach out to us through our various mediums. We want you to call us on our telephone number, that is 8800 440 559. Either you can drop a mail as well. Our email address is dth.class9@ciet.nic.in. And in case you have joined us through our live streaming, then you have to go to the live chat box and then only you can drop your comment out there. Our expert will be more than happy to answer all your queries and doubts if you have any. So, please participate in this live interaction of CIET NCERT and let's quickly begin this.
When did you had fun recently?
Mostly in my free time, I would rather say.
So, what you do at that time?
So, ma'am, I talk to my friends, my family members. I enjoy watching movies and playing games.
So, that means fun is something which actually makes you happy,
yes.
you feel relaxed, right? So, something is here which is happening in this story, the fun they had. As such, if I can show you through this picture, which I have tried to create, from this only you will get to know there's an idea behind it. There's something happening there, some discussion about a school, something, there is a robot in the picture, there is a moving text, there is some virtual classroom, there is some computer system sitting over there, something like that. So, this is a kind of snippet I have taken out and I have kept it there so that you will get an idea what we are going to have here.
So, they all are very studious students?
Let's see, let's find out.
Okay.
So, basically the fun they had have been is created by a very famous sci-fi writer, Dr. Isaac Asimov. He's such a fascinating personality because he was always way ahead of his time, and this story which we are going to explore today, it has been written in 1951.
Okay.
And you will, while exploring the story, you will get to know how way forward his thoughts and ideology were. He was a very fantastic writer in sci-fi world and he has written more than 500 volumes.
Okay.
Right? So, I mean, very fascinating. And have you watched Star Wars?
Yes, ma'am, I get few parts of Star Wars.
So, you can now get a feeling, all the audience present over there, they can also get a feeling, Star Wars movie, Skywalker, something like that. So, this is what actually Asimov's mind was having thoughts all about. You know, he talked about skywalking in long time back and later it came into reality. That means he had a kind of a vision. He had a kind of a perspective which was there and which came into later into the picture. So, in this story also he has talked about something which is not there in 1951, but he has predicted it to happen in some time. So, let's see what it's having. But before going to that, I will just like to share that Asimov was a profound reader since from the age of 9. And you know how he got this habit of reading?
No.
His parents were running a candy shop and there they were having some sci-fi magazines.
Okay.
So he used to go there and read it, and his father used to be like, why you are wasting time reading the magazines, go and study. So he used to tell his father, it is science magazine, it's something related to science, so I'm just exploring it, I'm learning it. So he was actually able to trick his father also. So from those readings and those magazines, he got so much fascinated, he got so much into the sci-fi writings that he became the most prominent and most demanding writer of his times. So not taking much of the time, quickly I'm shifting to the story. Let me make you meet with the characters of the story. So our protagonist here is Margie, Tommy, Mrs. Jones, and there's a county inspector, right? So these are the characters we are going to have in our story. So first, the visualization is there. The main character, Margie, she is writing a diary. But there's a twist. She is not writing with a pen or writing on a paper. She is writing the diary on her screen, right? So on the screen, what she is writing, let's see. 17th of May, 2157. See the scenario. We are in which age right now? 2025. And she is writing about 2157. So this is Asimov. He wrote the story in 1951 and he thought of 200 years ahead of it.
Right.
So, wow, wonderful. So what she's writing there, let's see. Today Tommy found a rare book. It was a very old book. My grandfather once said that when he was a little boy, his grandfather told him that there was a time when all the stories were printed on paper. I and Tommy turned up the pages of that book, which were yellow and crinkly, and it was awfully funny to read words that stood still instead of moving the way they were supposed to on a screen, you know. And then when they turned back to the page before, it had the words on it that it had when they read it for the first time. So this is what she's talking to her diary. She's writing this thing on her diary. Why? Because she has come across something which is called as a book. And in that area, in that era, in that scenario, there was no hard copies of the books.
Exactly.
Everything was in the form of text on the screen. So this is a twist in the story. So she is actually meeting Tommy, and he is actually elder than her, and he has found an old book in his father's attic. Gee, what a waste. When you are through this book, you just throw it away, I guess. Our television screen must have had 1 million books on it, and it's good for plenty more. I wouldn't throw it away. Same with mine. I haven't seen as many telebooks as you had. Now see, they are talking about telebooks because every book, every screen is having the text. There is no hardcover book. And why that's so? I'm 11 and you are 13. Sorry, I just have to check it. Okay. And why that's so? I'm 11 and you are 13. So you have seen more telebooks than me, obviously. So she's telling that you have seen more books than me because you're elder than me. So you have got a lot of exposure than me. Where did you find it? In my house in the attic. The story has been found in the attic. This the story book, the book that he has found for reading. So she's curious, where did he got the book? He got the book in the attic. And what it is all about? It is about school. And don't disturb me, I'm trying to read it. School? What is there to write about school?
Okay, so they are not aware of school as well.
So the concept of school is not there. And she is shocked, she is surprised, and she is wondering what he's saying. What's there to write about school? I hate school. I always hated school, but now I hate it more than ever. The mechanical teacher had been giving me test after test in geography, and I was doing worse and worse until my mother had shaken her head sorrowfully and sent for the county inspector. Now she is sharing that she is hating the school. It is not the conventional school, the proper building kind of a structure school. It is a school in which there is a mechanical teacher. There is no human teacher also from the statements. Yeah, we got to know. So we have mechanical teacher, and the teacher is giving the test to her in geography, and she is failing again and again. So now what mother is actually trying to help, and through a county inspector who is going to fix the mechanical teacher. So this is the scenario, right? Now this is the county inspector. He was a round little man with a red face and a whole box of tools with dials and wires. So this is the person who is going to fix the teacher.
Okay.
So humor is there in this write-up. I hope he wouldn't know how to put it together again, but he knew how all right. After half an hour or so, there it was again, large and black and ugly, with a big screen on which all the questions were shown and the questions were asked. So she's feeling very sad, and she's very teared up with this thought that the county inspector has fixed the teacher. Who is the teacher here? He's the screen, the big screen is the teacher, the mechanical teacher. And she was praying that the teacher should not be fixed, the mechanical teacher should not be fixed. But anyhow, the county inspector was capable enough and he fixed it. The part I hate most is the slot, where I have to put my homework and test papers. I always had to write them out in a punch code. The punch code, they made us to learn that when I was 6 years old, and the mechanical teacher calculated the marks in no time. So this is the scenario, right? Now, the county inspector, he tells the mother, "It is not the little girl's fault, Mrs. Joan. I think the geography sector was geared a little too quick. Those things happen sometimes. I have slowed it up to an average 10-year level. Actually, the overall pattern of her progress is quite satisfactory." "Well, thank you, sir. Hope now Marjorie's geography scores will be better." "Of course, ma'am. Isn't it, Marjorie?" Why it is fixed? I was hoping they would take the teacher away altogether. Tommy is so lucky. They had once taken Tommy's teacher away for nearly a month because the history sector had blanked out completely. Why the inspector couldn't took the mechanical teacher away? So she's so sad, she's feeling terrible why it is fixed. She has again had to go through the geography homework and again the scores and slots. She was tired of with all that. And then she came back to Tommy, and then Tommy asked her, "What are you thinking, Margie?" "Me? Nothing. You tell me, why wouldn't anyone write about school?" "Because it is not our kind of school, stupid. This is the old kind of school that they had hundreds and hundreds of years ago, centuries ago." "Well, I don't know what kind of school they had all that time ago." "Anyways, they had a teacher?" "Sure, they had a teacher, but it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man." So just imagine, they are feeling that school having a building kind of a concept is really strange. And again, for them, a normal teacher is the screen mechanical teacher, not the human teacher.
Right.
Now he's saying he's a man. It was like surprising. He's saying it wasn't a regular teacher. It was a man. A man? How could a man be a teacher? Well, he just told the boys and girls things and gave them homework and asked them questions. A man isn't smart enough. Sure he is. My father knows as much as my teacher. He knows almost as much, I betcha. I wouldn't want a strange man in my house to teach me. I wasn't prepared to dispute that. You don't know much, Margie. The teachers didn't live in the house. They had a special building and all the kids went there. And all the kids learned the same thing? Yes, sure, if they were of the same age. But my mother says a teacher has to be adjusted to fill the mind of each boy and girl it teaches, and that each kid has to be taught differently. Just the same, they didn't do it that way then. If you don't like it, you don't have to read the book. I didn't say I didn't like it. I want to read about those funny schools. And then Margie's mother, she actually suddenly remembers that it's her class time. So she's calling Margie. Margie, school. So she's just trying to go away with that. And she said, not yet, Mama, not yet. It's not the time. Now, and it's probably time for Tommy too. Oh no. Can I read the book some more with you after the school? Okay, maybe. How nice were the schools in the olden time. I wish. Today's arithmetic lesson is on the addition of proper fractions. Please insert yesterday's homework in the proper slot. So now the command is coming from the teacher. She's starting with the arithmetic homework. My grandfather's grandfather was a little boy when there were old schools. All the kids from the whole neighborhood came, laughing and shouting in the schoolyard, sitting together in the classroom, going home together at the end of the day. They learned the same thing, so they could help one another with the homework and talk about it. And the teachers were people. Wow. And then the screen actually starts speaking. When we add fraction half and 1/4, how the kids must have loved it in the old times. They had so much fun while learning. So here you see the fun they had. She's actually wondering, she's in full awe and surprise that how much fun the students at that time had when they were going to the school. It was not like putting everything on the screen, just reading the screen is talking back to you, and just this one-to-one interaction is happening.
Right.
No. I mean, she's imagining from her time of era that how fun it would have been going to the classroom, getting ready for the school,
and meeting so
the
many
friends,
people.
absolutely, meeting friends, meeting the teacher, and for every subject another teacher is coming,
Right.
and for assembly they are gathering, for lunch break they are going out, for sports periods they are going out. It's like a foreign concept, alien concept for them,
Right.
isn't it? The expressions that Marjorie is giving, it's like all totally different. So it's a human intent to be in contact with the people, isn't it?
Right.
So it is just a kind of a reflection that our writer has given us, Asimov, that think about it, the time which is about to come when everything will be there through virtual interactions. What will happen to the humankind? What will happen to the human interactions? The feel that we get it from the human contact. So it is a very good kind of a concept which he has tried to put forward, where we can raise a question in our mind: what should be the kind of a limit in which we have to interact with the screen, with the media, and what kind of interaction we need to have with the humans. So how it builds our character, how it builds our personality, how it makes us human, isn't it? So imagine, Renuji, one day you are in a room, you don't have any people around and you don't have to talk to anybody. So initially you'll feel better, okay fine, I don't have to talk much, but the thing is that you just have to speak to the screen, and the screen is giving you commands all the time.
That would be like so bored, I would say.
Right? So there will be no gigglings like we are doing right now, talking, sharing. So this is what Asimov has imagined in 1951. So in COVID pandemic era, we have probably seen a kind of a situation where we have been stuck to our rooms, stuck to the screen. We have got a glimpse, and it's an eye-opener for us to have more human interactions, to have more and more bondings around us, to enjoy what we have actually with us,
Right.
isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. So, ma'am, we have still we have 5 more minutes left
Yes.
for our session.
Okay.
So, ma'am, with that story, I would like to ask you about the more message, another thing that you want to share to all our students, what they
Yes.
can learn from this story,
Absolutely.
other than having a human interaction.
Actually, I was thinking, because I was waiting for you to tell me how much the time we had, I was going ahead with more. So basically, the kind of a write-up the writer has put forward, it's a kind of a reflection in which there are conflicts also, isn't it? The character, what do you feel, Renuji, about this character Maji?
Ma'am, I guess as a young child, right? So she is having all the emotions that our today's generation is having, but the scenario is different. She is in virtual world, we can say, and we are in the manual form of working right now. So maybe our this generation would love to be in virtual world. maybe not be.
Correct. But yeah, absolutely right. Thank you. So when we are seeing through the pain and agony she's going through, we can feel a little sympathy for her. We can feel, oh, how bad is happening with her. She doesn't have a teacher, she doesn't have friends and school. So we are feeling bad for her.
Maybe she is feeling alone, right?
Yeah, absolutely. So basically this write-up is a kind of a reflection in front of us. We are feeling bad for the character Maji over here, but still she is not the central character. The central character of the story whole is about having a kind of a time on an era in which the human interactions will be curbed by the machine learning and the machine things. So besides the fact we were feeling so close to the character Maji, still she is not the center point of the story. The point or the central theme of the story revolves around the idea which is talking about this kind of a scenario where the human interactions will be actually overtaken or will be lessened down by the screen, by the mechanical teacher. There will not be human interactions. Second thing here, the way the writer has imagined way ahead of his time is a kind of a very inspiration theme for the children who love to write. It is like you cannot put yourself in chambers when you write. You can think beyond the things that are around you. So that actually creates a lot of imagination, visualization in your own area of thought when you are writing something. So you should actually take inspiration from the writer Asimov. You can explore more works from him because he has written numerous write-ups, and he has a volume of works that is the foundation. You can read it, you will really enjoy it. The fun they had is just an excerpt. It's just a portion of, or a glimpse through which you can be introduced to such a great sci-fi writer, Asimov. So if you love sci-fi writings and write-ups, you can explore Asimov more, and you can also try to write something which fascinates you, and you can imagine, visualize. Your writing is actually not limited, it is actually an open field to explore.
So ma'am, if our learners, I'm sorry I'm interrupting you.
Yeah, sure, please.
If our learners wants to write something, what they can do initially, ma'am?
See, what we feel actually, what is actually inside my thought, I should try to put that on paper.
Okay.
When it is something I'm feeling happy about it, and when I put it on paper, the expression of that happiness should come out. And when you're writing something, the most important thing which I feel, and a very nice writer, Virginia Woolf, has also been very much advocating this thought, that whenever you are writing something, write what you feel. Don't think about what people will think when you are writing it, right? So what basically that idea conveys, that your writing or your writer will be pure when you will be thinking what is actually inside your head, inside your thoughts. And when you think, after reading this, what people will be thinking about me, and you will be biased in your write-up. So when you are writing something, just write what you are actually feeling, right?
Okay.
And
in
based
a simple,
on that,
easy manner.
Yes, absolutely. It's not important how grammatically correct you are initially, but it's important that you are trying to write something. And here Asimov's this chapter is a very good example in which he has imagined something which is 200 years ahead.
Right.
And anybody could have made fun of him and could have said, ki, what nonsense he is talking about. That's not going to happen. Because at that time when Asimov gave this write-up, it was the time when there were only computers, and they were such a large computers. There used to be like a big room for those computers. Now we have teeny tiny tabs and computers, we have internet, we have so many things which were not there. So without giving a thought to it that people will make fun of him and nothing will come out like this, but still he wrote something like that, which was not in that scenario. So that is the best example of writing what you feel.
Exactly. So dear learners, please do try to write something, start something, then you can take it ahead, right?
Absolutely.
So practice make a man perfect. You can try, and you can read our author for more sci-fi stories. Definitely it's a very futuristic element, I would rather say.
Yep.
Itne saal pehle, it's written in 1951. It's way ahead of his time. So it's time for me to wrap up this session here only, because we are running very short of time. So thank you so very much, Meenakshi ma'am, for being here. Thank you, ma'am,
for being involved in this story. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much for this fantastic story, sci-fi story. Thank you so very much, Ashish, as well. And before I wrap up this session here only, let me share a very important piece of information with you all regarding our competition. As you can see on your screen, भारतीय कविता प्रतियोगिता का आयोजन किया जा रहा है, और स्कूल शिक्षा और साक्षरता विभाग, शिक्षा मंत्रालय, भारत सरकार की ओर से ये प्रतियोगिता का आयोजन किया जा रहा है। बालपन की कविता हमारा शीर्षक है, और भारतीय कविताओं को संजोने का एक सुंदर प्रयास है। यदि आप भी इस प्रयास में शामिल होना चाहते हैं तो 22 अप्रैल 2025 तक आप इसमें भाग ले सकते हैं। और किस तरह से आपको भाग लेना है, आपको mygov.in पर जाना है, विजिट करना है आपको ये वेबसाइट, और आपको सारी डिटेल्स प्राप्त करनी है। तो आप ज़रूर जाएं mygov.in पे और डिटेल्स लें। और इसके साथ ही मैं आपको बता दूँ, सभी तमाम सत्र जो आप हमारे साथ यानी कि PM ई-विद्या पर देख सकते हैं, तो कुछ देर में हम अपने लाइव इंटरेक्शन के साथ हाजिर होंगे, जो मैथ्स के 10th स्टैंडर्ड स्टूडेंट्स के लिए है। टॉपिक वुड बी पेयर ऑफ लीनियर इक्वेशंस इन 2 वेरिएबल्स एट 3:30 PM. We will be back with our another live interaction for social science 10th standard students. हमारा टॉपिक रहेगा एग्रीकल्चर। 4 बजे हमारी वेबिनार सीरीज़ है ET एंड ICT टूल्स पर। 5 बजे सहयोग सत्र में बात करेंगे पेरेंट चाइल्ड रिलेशनशिप एंड मेंटल हेल्थ, इस विषय पे हम बात करने वाले हैं। तो आप इन तमाम सत्रों में पार्टिसिपेट कर सकते हैं। वी आर वेटिंग फॉर योर पार्टिसिपेशन इन ऑल आवर लाइव इंटरेक्शन। मी रेणु भट्ट इज टेकिंग योर लीव, बट यू स्टे ट्यून्ड टू PM ई-विद्या चैनल फॉर मोर इन्फॉर्मेटिव प्रोग्राम्स। नमस्कार।